So today, we're going to dive into a really big question in education. Why are some English teachers, a little hesitant to use technology in the classroom, especially when their students are basically digital natives? We're going to explore that journey from hesitation all the way to innovation and figure out the real key to unlocking the modern classroom's potential.
I mean, let's face it, the classroom today is a completely different world than it was even a decade ago. It's filled with students who have grown up with screens in their hands. They're these digital natives. And for them, technology isn't just a tool, it's an expectation. It's part of how they learn.
And that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? Are the new teachers we're training actually ready for these students? There's this gap that can open up between how teachers are taught to teach and how their students are wired to learn in the 21st century.
So, to close that gap, a modern teacher needs a whole new toolkit. It's just not enough anymore to know your subject. You've got to know how to deliver that subject in a way that clicks in our digital age.
A lot of this starts with programs like TTFL. That's Teaching English as a Foreign Language. The whole point of these programs is to build not just language skills, but also the teaching or pedagogical skills you need to be great. It's about both what you teach and how you teach it.
A really important idea here is a framework called TPACK. Now think of it like a three-legged stool. You've got your content knowledge, that's the what you're teaching. You've got your pedagogical knowledge, that's the how you teach. And then you have your technological knowledge, the tools you use. TPACK is all about how these three things have to work together perfectly to create a great learning experience.
Okay, let's break that down just a little bit more. There's something called TCK, or Technological Content Knowledge. That's about using tech to explain the content better, like using a cool interactive map to teach geography. Then you have TPK, or Technological Pedagogical Knowledge. That's about using tech to improve the teaching process itself, like using a shared online doc for a group writing project. The real magic, of course, is when teachers can nail both.
So how does this all connect to language teachers, specifically? Well, let's talk about an approach called CAL.
CAL stands for Computer-Assisted Language Learning, and believe it or not, it's been around for a long time. This definition is from 1983. It just goes to show you the basic idea has always been pretty simple, using computers to help people learn a new language. But of course, the tools have changed a lot. What started as CAL on a big desktop computer back in the 80s turned into TEL, Technology Enhanced Learning, in the 90s. Then came MAL, when smartphones put learning right in our pockets. And today, we're stepping into the era of AIAL, AI-Assisted Language Learning. So what kind of stuff are we talking about here? I mean, CAL tools can be anything. It can be using blogs and wikis for writing practice, taking these massive online courses called MOOCs, or even just using simple tools we all know like online dictionaries and grammar checkers. It's a huge, diverse toolkit. And here's the thing. Study after study shows that these tools work. They can improve everything from speaking skills to just getting students excited and motivated. And yet, we still see this hesitation gap among a lot of teachers.
So this is the big puzzle, isn't it? If we know these tools are so good for students, why are so many teachers still reluctant to use them in their classrooms every day? What is holding them back?
Well, when you dig into the research, the answer really comes down to one core thing: a lack of knowledge and skills. It's not that teachers don't want to be innovative, it's just that they often haven't been given the specific training they need to feel truly confident with all this tech. And that, right there, brings us to the solution. If the problem is a lack of training, well, the answer is to provide better, more focused training. It's all about building that confidence by building real competence. A dedicated CAL course can absolutely be a game changer. You can see the progression, right? First, teachers get hands-on and build competence, which naturally leads to confidence. Then, they learn how to weave these tools into their actual teaching methods. This helps them develop a positive attitude, and pretty soon, they've got the skills to adapt or even create their own tech-based lessons. And you know what? The data totally backs this up. A study by Lee and Lee found that these courses worked because they boosted what's called self-efficacy. That's a teacher's core belief that they can succeed. And a huge part of that wasn't just learning about the tech, it was the hands-on practice of planning lessons with the technology built in from the ground up.
So what does this all mean for the future? Well, it means that building the classroom of tomorrow isn't just about buying shiny new gadgets. It's really about investing in our teachers.
So here's the bottom line. The one thing to really take away from all this: when we give teachers specific, hands-on training for using technology and language learning, we're not just giving them new tools, we're turning their hesitation into real confidence. And it's that confidence that sparks true innovation in the classroom.
And that brings us right to the future. As we enter this new age of AI-assisted language learning, the principles are the same, but the possibilities are just exploding. The question isn't if we should use technology anymore, it's how are we going to prepare our teachers to harness its incredible power. So, what do you think the next language lesson is actually going to look like?